Hello everyone, welcome to Literophile. Today we'll be dealing with yet another literary term which is pathetic fallacy. Alright, so what do we mean by pathetic fallacy? By definition, we could say that pathetic fallacy is a mere attribution of human traits, sensations, and emotions to inanimate objects of nature. Now, as an example, we can say regard Wordsworth's lyric, I wandered lonely as a cloud. In this poem, you take the very title, I wandered lonely as a cloud, which is also the first line of the poem. You see that onto the cloud is reflected the human trait of loneliness. So, I wandered lonely as a cloud, meaning the cloud is wandering about feeling extremely lonely. Now, being lonely is a human trait, and cloud is an inanimate object of nature. So, this can be seen as a classic example for pathetic fallacy. Now, in order to know more about pathetic fallacy, we should know who has introduced the specific term. Now, pathetic fallacy was introduced by the very popular John Ruskin. Now, John Ruskin introduces the specific term in the work called Modern Painters. All right. So, to be more specific, we could say that it is in the fourth part of the third volume of Modern Painters, which was published in the year 1856, that John Ruskin introduces this term pathetic fallacy. Now, he defines pathetic fallacy as that which denotes the practice of attributing human characteristics to inanimate natural objects. Now, in order to illustrate his point, Ruskin quotes from two authors, two specific poems. The first one is Charles Kingsley's poem, The Sands of Dee. All right, The Sands of Dee by Charles Kingsley. And the second poem that he quotes from is Christabel, written by Coleridge. Now, let's delve a little deeper into the quote that he takes from Kingsley's The Sands of Dee. Now, it goes like this. They rowed her in across the rolling foam. They rowed her in across the rolling foam, the cruel crawling foam. Now, this is where you have to pay attention. The cruel crawling foam. So, the inanimate object of nature, foam, is portrayed or is emoted as being cruel and as crawling. So both these are terms that you normally associate with human traits or human emotion, cruel being a human emotion and crawling a human trait. So you find that the specific word foam, onto the specific word foam are projected these two words, cruel and crawling. Now, while Ruskin quotes this specific portion of the poem by Kingsley, which is The Sands of Dee, he's not very happy with this particular tendency of pathetic fallacy, as in he makes use of it, or he explains it in a very derogatory sense. Now, according to him, he feels that a pathetic fallacy is not meant to show the true appearances of things to us, but it is meant to show the extraordinary or false appearances when we are under the influence of emotion or contemplative fancy. Therefore, he's not very happy. He doesn't use this word pathetic fallacy in a very appreciative sense. He uses it in a very derogatory sense. Although in modern day poetry, we find that it's a very neutral figure of speech which is made use of, especially in poetry like descriptive poetry. All right. Now, often you find that this word pathetic fallacy, or this figure of speech pathetic fallacy, is mistaken with personification. Now, to make it a little bit easier, we could say that personification is the attribution of, it's either the embodiment of some human emotion or human trait, or it's the attribution of human traits or sensations or emotions onto anything non-human. While when it comes to pathetic fallacy, we are specifically categorizing inanimate objects of nature. Now, that can be seen as one difference. And it is also important to note that pathetic fallacy is considered as a type of personification. It's considered as a subcategory of personification because it is mostly used in literature in order to reflect the feelings and emotions of specific characters or events in the plot, in the story. Now, take for example the line, "The wind howled outside as the woman mourned her child's death." So, the woman mourning her child's death, okay, that is compared to the wind howling outside. To make it further simple, you can say that the howling of the wind is projected, or onto the howling of the wind is projected the wailing of the woman who has just lost her child. So that's pretty much about pathetic fallacy. For a quick recap, we could say that by definition, pathetic fallacy simply means the attribution of human traits, sensations, and emotions to objects, to inanimate objects of nature. As a classic example, you could quote Wordsworth's "I wandered lonely as a cloud." And it was introduced by the very popular John Ruskin in his 1856 book Modern Painters, specifically in part 4, volume 3 of Modern Painters. And though he does not, in order to illustrate his point, he makes use of two works by two authors. One is Charles Kingsley's poem The Sands of Dee, and the second one is Coleridge's Christabel. And though he does not make use of pathetic fallacy in a very appreciative sense, that is, he makes use, in fact, he describes pathetic fallacy in a very derogatory sense. However, nowadays in poetry, in today's poetry, we find pathetic fallacy being taken care of or being used as a very neutral figure of speech, especially in poetry like descriptive poetry. So that's all for today. I'll get back to you all in another video with more inputs on literature. Thank you and have a nice day.